Not quite halfway through. There's so much more in here than I thought there was going to be. I was thinking like maybe 10, 20. I mean, I don't even know how many things we've done already. Okay. Ooh. This is gonna be like a single comment and doesn't make me go either ooh in excitement or like ooh in confused curiosity. Right. Oh, that's the shoulder. That's the shoulder. Okay. Very faded. And a little bit ripped, but not terribly. Little blouse with this actually might have been. I don't know actually. But look at the sleeve ruffles. I mean, absolutely stunning. Everything's absolutely stunning, I know. Yeah, again, probably earlier, I would say like this is probably 1890s, because big shoulders and not as much overlap for the pigeon pout. I mean, they still, you know, it's not to say there won't ever be gathers in the front. It's got a slightly like nautical-y vibe, I think. If, you know, Nautical did a fashion show, these sort of the vertical pins tucks and the blue, I guess, is what's giving it to me. I love these shoulder ruffles. Look, you can see this is what the fabric was coloured originally, like a really nice rich kind of nearly royal blue. It's like faded to sort of green yellowy on the sleeves where it's been most exposed. I love this. Yeah, another one to recreate. Yeah, I mean there's the one, you know, in the world of ideals. Okay. Oh, another one. Oh, this is from the same fabric. I'm pretty sure as that weird thing, and it's a cape. Oh, it's definitely the same. It's a cape. Okay, so that explains the lack of the weird like dungaree effect. I mean, don't explain it, but this would have kept your shoulders and arms warm. I mean, this must have been some kind of wet weather, like outdoorsy outfit. Like it wouldn't just be like your average raincoat or coat that you chuck on. I don't think, with the 2 layers. But maybe something you would have worn if you were out in the country hunting or just going for nice hearty walks. This is a really cool ensemble, and it's definitely something I need to do more research on. But yeah, big lovely cape, like really quite big, quite. I mean, yeah, that's half of her. And that underneath thing. Oh, just got to rip that. Okay, pre-existing rip, not one caused by me. I can see pretty things underneath, but I'm going to go for what's on top. There's some colour coming up, you'll be glad to know. But here's some more black first. Beaded black madness. Again, this is like a properly... So actually what we were having earlier has been a lot of like lighter kind of blouses with not so much structure. Whereas this and that, amazing with the red. These are much more structured with a lot of boning. Look at that stitching. I don't know if that angle is going to show that, but the stitching to keep the boning in place is like this vivid blue. And there's a ton of interesting construction-y stuff. And all these buttons, oh no, yeah, there are actually buttons. So we're not going to be doing all of those to get inside her. Quite shattered, quite faded in bits, but really nice. And I'm excited to have a look inside. Oh, she's dropping bits, but like lace, like cord lace and black beading. Must be glass, I reckon, those beads. Beautiful. And yeah, some exciting looking construction goodness in there that we'll come back to. Oh, my mouth is getting dry, doing so much talking. Okay, use both hands for this. Oh dear. interconnected soup. Oh, honey. Okay. This gab was damaged. Like, this is what I was worried they all might be like. So I'm glad that we've had a bunch that aren't. Super damaged. Evening bodice, probably. Wonderful fabric. Waist stay there. And yeah, like quite ripped up. I'm actually kind of wondering. Ooh. Okay. Trying to like realign. It looks, this might be a bit older actually. Possibly. I need to do some looking. I'm just saying that because like older than 1890s, because it looks like the original design had quite like, which is actually quite strange because it looks like it's like laced with some boning like for this much of the length. This one thinks that's baleen. Never seen it before in person. Yeah, I think, I don't know, I mean it looks like plasticky, but they didn't have plastic boning, so I'm wondering if this is baleen or whalebone, which I've never actually encountered in person before, like not encased within channels. Yeah, just the shape to me is maybe saying slightly earlier evening bodice with these like points. I mean, there must have been something filling in here, obviously. Like down here. Very damaged, very damaged. Okay, start another pile. The next question is going to be, what the hell am I going to do with all of these? Because even if I didn't have a job and a degree to be studying for, I wouldn't be able to get through doing something with all of these. So I think I'm going to have to sell some, keep some. Right. Oh wow, okay, I thought this was two separate garments because it was quite contrasting, but it's, no, it's one. Like blue stripes, black and white stripes. I mean, what in heaven's name is going on here? Okay, quite damaged on the inside anyway. That's interesting because it's like a polished cotton, but it's really shredded. I wonder if it's silk. Okay. Just gonna undo that one little hook. That's not even where it's meant to be. I'm gonna take a look at the insides first. Polished cotton, boning with little eyelets in it. That's unusual. Well, not unusual, I don't know, might not be, but I've not seen it before. Does up with hooks and eyes down the front, like so. And then, geniuses that they were, this, goes, would do up there and go down, and then this does up with various bits and goes over the shoulder and then does up at the back at the neck and somewhere over the shoulder. I think the fastening might have come off. But look at this, I mean, again, talk about just like a bit wacky. Like, got this blue silk, twill silk with white stripes, these like organza-y ruffles, and then this is, again, it's kind of like a dicky kind of thing, so it's all integrated with velvet ribbon on white ground, more ruffles and going over into the shoulder, and then just, in case there wasn't enough, a couple of little velvet shoulder bows. Why the hell not? Oh, and yeah, this green green piping. I mean, she is bonkers and gorgeous. And yeah, similar on the back as well. Like, this just comes off straight rather than going down. this, I think, could be the basis of a really fun recreation that wasn't necessarily like 100% faithful, like not like a full reproduction of the original, but it just is a really fun, inspiration point with all these crazy things. It's the kind of thing I feel like if someone made without being able to point to inspiration, you'd be like, yeah, but it's a bit anachronistic, isn't it? But yeah. Oh, and you've got lovely signs of wear through, pit stains and damage at, oh, it's actually not the elbow, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, she's in a rough condition, but really, really cool. Kind of putting all my structured bodices together just because I don't want to fold them up as much. So I'm kind of thinking we might break once I hit the next vein of black, which is coming up shortly. Got a couple more colourful babies. Again with the wacky, again with the, I think maybe earlier, although now I'm summoning up in my mind, maybe they're all kind of pointed. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, so it's interesting because in a way, I mean, when like as historians we're talking about clothes, it's always really important, like studying extant garments, it's always really important to remember that generally, especially the older something is, the more likely it is that it was like a really an upper class garment, because it tends to be the evening wear, the fancier kinds of stuff that survives. But it's interesting just going through this box that a lot of the fancier stuff is like really damaged because it's, you know, it's the silk which shatters, and it's often got like heavier embellishments, and so it's just taking more strain, or more delicate elements, and so they just break more easily. But yeah, so this is similar. This is the kind of shape that I was thinking that really ripped up one along the bottom was other evening bodice, where you've actually got quite a wide V neckline and then this like pointed front, and it's, yeah, this is all reinforced. This fabric is I mean, this whole thing is something else. This fabric, I have to say, not to my taste personally. I like this wine ribbon and I really like this net, but I just don't think it goes at all with the bodice. And then this weird cord, which I think must have faded, because at the moment it looks like black and pink, kind of. But I think it must have faded from a brighter red, which would at least match the net, although it doesn't. Although I guess the colour does kind of match the thread used on the eyelets, which are actually, yeah, hand-bound eyelets. It's got a little eaglet on it. So this was the lacing as well. So the lacing has survived with it, which isn't really something you normally see. I mean, she, oh, actually, well, I'm assuming that this cord is original to it and not an addition from like costume theatre or something. It has got this piping underneath, but then why would you add just this on? It seems like a silly thing to bother with if you're just doing costuming, and this does look like quite an old eaglet, like it doesn't look like a modern one. But it is quite weird that the lacing has survived with it. But the lacing is super faded and irregular. I don't know. Let's look inside. Boning for days. Look at this boning. I don't know what this like bright pink staining is, what that's come from. Like, did someone try and wash it and it bled? Maybe? Came off this. Possibly. Don't know. Oh, excuse me. Oh, label. Oh, it's French. J'ai justement robe et manteau 8 Jardin Public, Nice. Cool. I like this fabric more on the inside because it's not as faded, but it's still wacky. Yeah, this is really strange, to be honest. Let's tuck it away and not in very good condition. So this, I think, is the source of that wonderful pleated yellow silk chiffon that fell on the floor earlier. Looks exceedingly damaged. Oh my god. Okay. Let's try and pick her up as best we can. It's like very dead. Oh my goodness me. Okay. Well, this is whalebone. Wow. Oh honey, come on. It's okay. I got you. Yeah, I think this one has come to our final resting place. Yeah, see, it's something like this where you're like, it's so, like, it's not just so damaged, it's so delicate that even studying it is going to be would be really difficult. Because it's just so delicate and everything is tangling and things are barely secure, like heavy things, like this strip of eyelet of hooks that's pretty much just held on by like a couple of bits of silk chiffon that's ripped to shreds, or ditto on this side with some boning and the eyelet holes. I mean, like, it's basically attached to nothing. Because, you know, generally, like, when you've got stuff that's like for study, it's because it doesn't matter if it gets a little bit damaged from, and it's already damaged, so you can see things and it's not good for display, it just doesn't look good. But it also means, you, like, I mean, this you can barely even handle. So let's start with the inside. So I'm going to turn her inside and out again. Silk lined, boning all the way around. Yeah, whalebone, definitely. You can see, I can see here. I'm not going to lift it up too much, but it's like splitting down at the bottom here. That's definitely whalebone. Yeah. Okay. Probably. I mean, these. I don't know, because sometimes you would combine like different kinds of steel boning, but I think these are whalebone as well. Let's try approximating. God. Okay, approximating it being closed is a challenge. I would turn it around, but I kind of don't want to over. Let's try turning her around so you guys can see it the right way around. I mean, it's beautiful. Like, I mean, it would have been beautiful in its heyday. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. So we've got, again, this is that same shape as before. Well, not quite the same. I don't think it's quite as low. It's got a longer body. Oh, what did I just do? Okay, it's the same there. You just feel something come apart in your hands. So got that point down there. This gorgeous golden satin woven with metal threads, kind of jacquard. And then just these. I mean, this chiffon. So there's two elements. There's these gorgeous tightly pleated sleeves. I want to know how this was done, and I can see, again, I'm not going to hold it up, but you can see that this has got on the inside of the sleeve, there's like a simple plain sleeve in the same fabric that's unpleated, and then everything's been, then there's a top layer and that's all been pleated into the bottom layer that's not pleated, and what that does is holds it where you want it. And so this would be like held around the arm, and you get this really kind of like bubbled, like a jellyfish. It kind of reminds me of those cool insides of some mushrooms. Absolutely gorgeous. And then over the top of that would be this, which is kind of like, I guess, like a collar sort of thing. And then it looks like it would have had an end, like it wouldn't have closed all the way down. and would have had like an infill of chiffon there, and then yeah, obviously on the same on the other side. I don't know how good that looks, but oh, it would have been really, really gorgeous. And that's interesting, it's like pleated here. I wonder if that was just done to fit it someone, or is decorative, probably decorative. But also would have probably allowed you to take it out if you needed. Oh, I just like it. Take a moment of silence for her. So beautiful. It's such a shame that it's so damaged. I mean, I'm not surprised with this amount of delicate silk chiffon that's clearly not been looked after. It still feels amazing. It's so soft and fine. I mean, I haven't seen fabric like this in the modern day. I mean, to be fair, I've not been looking for it, and I don't shop at luxury fabric or direct clothing stores, but it's like gossamer fairy wings. You know, I think I'm gonna fold it in half and pop it down on top. Oh, these other ones are super damaged. Okay. I say I want to stop and then I see things that I want to look at. Okay, well, I mean, I'm gonna call it a pause here. I would say we're about halfway through that box. There's some exciting things looking up to come.